What's up, guys? If you're using Inflatable Office with EventHawk, one of the most annoying things is having to copy and paste leads into Inflatable Office. If you're using a different booking system that just doesn't really work with leads like ERS, then the EventHawk is pretty much your lead generation. But with Inflatable Office creates leads and EventHawk creates leads, so it ends up being double the work. It totally sucks. Fortunately, Tim agreed to go ahead and integrate Inflatable Office with EventHawk, and I'm super grateful for that. It's been a huge help, and the benefits of that is that every time somebody fills out a form and a lead is created in EventHawk, then a lead is also created in Inflatable Office. You don't really have to touch it in Inflatable Office until the customer says, "All right, I'm ready to book." How we've used it is then we've put in the items that they requested, all their information, and then sent them the contract through EventHawk. And it was super easy to book that way because we don't have to give them directions to say, okay, go to this page, click checkout, add to cart, etc. We just send them the contract and say, all right, click this and pay. So when they click it, they open it, it already has the contract, their name, they go over the information, it's already pre-filled for them, and then they just sign and pay right there. So it was super easy to close that way. All you need for this to work is an API key. So I'll write it right here, and API key. And this is something you get from Inflatable Office. So they have to give you an API key with lead generation privileges. Okay, so what this does, an API key is a key that will allow EventHawk to go into Inflatable Office and create leads. Be very careful with API keys, guys. I didn't know this till recently, but apparently they give, whoever you give them to can pretty much take over your entire account and do whatever they want. So that's pretty much what you're gonna be doing here. You're gonna give it access to do that, and so that's fine if you follow the steps that we're doing here. Just don't share it on social media or share it with anybody publicly, because anybody could pick that up and do whatever. So you need to reach out to Inflatable Office support and request this API key, and from there you're going to use something called Zapier. Now Zapier is pretty much it's like a connector. It connects different apps together. And I'm going to make this super easy with you guys. I've already set this up, and it was a little complicated to figure out, but I'm going to share it with you guys and put it in the description of the video. And all you got to do is paste it, the URL, and it's going to tell you Inflatable Office Webhooks by Zapier. Hit try this app. And if you're not logged in, you'll have to create an account or whatever. But pretty much what it's doing is it's saying that when this happens, we want you to do this. So when a catch hook is triggered, then we want you to create a simple lead in Inflatable Office. So we're going to start at the top here. You're going to click at this here, choose app or event. It's already pre-selected for you. We're going to hit continue, and you want this custom webhook URL. You're going to copy it and you're going to paste it in EventHawk. So you're going to copy this. You're going to go over to EventHawk, and you're going to go under triggers. You may not have access to triggers. You just reach out to us, and we will give you access. So if you go to triggers all the way at the bottom, you'll see one called Zapier IO integration. You'll hit edit. All you got to do is paste that right there, that webhook, and that's it. So this is saying that when a form is submitted, we want you to do this. You could select which form you want, or you could leave it empty and it'll be all forms. So you're going to switch it over to activate and hit save. Okay, so now if we go back here, I'm going to click continue, and it's going to pull your last your last couple submissions. So we're going to hit test trigger. They couldn't find a request. There's nothing here because ever since we installed this, we didn't get any submissions. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to your form. A little weird, so you can do this off your website or whatever. Click edit. Here I'm going to go to integrate. So you just need to fill out the form from your website. And I don't have this form on a website. This is a template. It's going very slow. So I'm going to just put this right here. test at gmail.com and 708 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. All right, so fill this out, and that's fine. It's a template. So you want to actually go to your website and fill out the form. So now when we go back to Zapier, before it said there was nothing here. You know, you didn't. There's no form fills. So now we're going to put test again, and let's see. Oh, so yeah, it still didn't find anything. So there's nothing it says. So you have to go back to setup trigger, and we're going to refresh fields. And this is going to pull some new fields in here. Or it should. So yeah, I think because this is not a live account, it's not working for me, but it will work for you guys. So it's gonna look like this. Once you test it, it'll actually pull up some information here from the form fill. Okay, so you're gonna hit continue, and then it's gonna go to the next step. So when you go to the next step, this is where you'll need your API key. So it's going to say, okay, we know you want to use Inflatable Office. Which Inflatable Office account? So you're going to click this drop down, and I have a few, so you're just going to click Create New Account or Connect New Account, and this is where you're going to paste that API key that you get from Inflatable Office. All right, so you paste that API key here, you hit yes and continue, then it'll take you to the next step, which is Setup Action. So Setup Action, and I'll erase these here just to show you how it works, is basically these are all Inflatable Office fields: name, phone, email. We just have to tell Inflatable Office which fields from EventHawk match up with the Inflatable Office fields. So for name, okay, when you click here, because we already pulled that information from here, these are all the fields that it pulled. So which field is the name? Well, in my form particularly, we have it breaks down first name and last name. So I'm going to do first name space last name. I want that to go into the name field of the Inflatable Office lead. Mobile phone, going to click that. Email, we're going to click that. And some of this stuff is required, so just put in anything. So for event duration, how many hours, just put 1 or whatever you want. Zip code, just put any zip code. What items do you want to default in there? So you could say, like, you know, you could pick a certain bounce house or something like that, or you could just pick, you know, you could put EventHawk lead or something like that. And then in the comments, you could put EventHawk lead if you'd like, so you can identify it. So once you hit continue, you can test the action. Once you test the action, it should create a lead in Inflatable Office. And the last step is to turn on the Zap. So you can test it here, it should create a lead, and then when you're ready, you just click turn on Zap, and every time a lead is created in EventHawk, a lead will also be created in Inflatable Office. So let's see what that looks like. If you go to Inflatable Office, these are our leads. So you're going to notice the EventHawk leads are going to stick out right away because there's nothing that shows up under the organization. By default, the name should go under organization. For whatever reason, it doesn't go in EventHawk. So it's kind of a good thing for me, because then I can see the EventHawk. These are all leads that people created through my website, and these are EventHawk leads. And but the way we've used it, again, is we just, you know, we don't touch it at all until the customer is ready to book. So we can get, let's say, 10 EventHawk leads, and let's say, you know, 4 of them book, or 4 of them are interested. So the 10, we don't touch them at all until they say, okay, I want this bounce house on this day at this time. Then we'll go in and put them in. If they don't respond, or if they just say, oh, what's the price, I'm not interested, or if they say, oh, you don't have availability, we don't even touch it in here. We just leave it here. And then when we do have the information, we go in, we put it in, we generate the contract, and we send it over to them through EventHawk. And with one click, they can just, you know, sign and pay. And yeah, like I said, that's worked really, really well for us over the summer. And that is pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Look in the description for those links that I'm going to put for you guys. All right. Have a great day.